here, workingclassfitness.com, and I want to tell you about the Tabata principle, or the Tabata Protocol, or at least some background. Now, if you frequent any of the fitness sites on the good old interwebs and all the fitness gurus, celebrity wannabes, or you're reading the fitness magazines, you're going to be reading all this stuff about Tabata workout this, Tabata workout that, and I'm here to tell you that about 99.9% of it's bullshit. And the reason why is because the people writing these articles and designing these workouts don't know what the hell they're doing. Now, I know that a few other trainers out there that actually know, what the history behind the Tabata Protocol know that, but the average person, you more than likely, when you see these workouts, you don't know why it's bullshit. Well, that's because you don't know the history behind the actual original Tabata experiments. The Japanese researcher by the name of Tabata who came up with the Tabata Protocol. Most people think the Tabata Protocol is simply just 8 rounds, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, and that's it. While that's kind of the takeaway, and that's what Dr. Izumi Tabata, the Japanese researcher who came up with it, while that's what he ended up using, there was that specific little protocol has been grossly pulled out of context and misapplied by damn near everybody. And until you realize within what context that was used, you really can't apply it properly, and you don't know why most of these workouts that these quasi-trainers are putting out there suck so damn bad. So let me tell you a little bit about the original Tabata protocols, what went on in the research, and I'll give you an idea of when you compare that in the context with which the 8 rounds of 20 on, 10 off were used, why it's different, why it was different, so effective there as compared to what you generally see day in and day out. Now, the one thing I will say is that if you see anybody ever applying the Tabata Protocol to anything besides just cardio, if you see them doing squats or push-ups or pull-ups or burpees or anything else like that, it's just wrong. It's just the wrong thing to do. That's a long story in and of itself, and I'll shoot another video on that. But that right there, if you see that, just nix it, because that is bullshit and it's wrong. It's just the wrong way to do it. It's a hard workout, but it's not utilizing Tabata the way it should be utilized. But like I say, I'll cover that in another video. The one thing to know about the original research is, number one, the athletes that Tabata had using this protocol were elite level Olympic speed skaters, some of the very best athletes in their sport in the world. So these were real high level people that really knew what the hell they were doing, or not just knew what they were doing, but were capable of a lot, were very elite physically, had a lot of capability. So they weren't just the average, everyday normal, Joe or Jane, whatever. So they already had very high capabilities and were able to train at a very high capability, and train a lot harder than most normal people can. The next thing to know is that Tabata actually had them performing during those intervals at 170% of VO2 max. Now, that gets thrown around, the term VO2 max gets thrown around a lot, and a lot of people may or may not know what that means. What VO2 max essentially says, or what it is it's the maximum amount of oxygen your body can uptake or can use in a 1 minute span of intense activity. So imagine essentially working as hard as you possibly can for a minute straight possible. As hard physically possible as you ever could imagine for a minute straight, and the most amount of oxygen your body can utilize in that 1 minute. Well, that would be 100% max VO2. Tabata, because he had his speed skaters working in shorter increments, was able to work harder than that, had him work harder than that. So again, think about that max 1 minute, that being the most you can do, and then add 70% to that, 170% of max VO2. That's how hard Tabata had his athletes working during those intervals. Now think back to the last time you saw somebody doing a Tabata workout, or last time you did a Tabata workout, and think, were you working that hard? Or did the people you saw, were they working that hard? And the answer almost every damn time is going to be no. So right there, you're reducing the effectiveness of the Tabata Protocol simply because you're not working as hard as you need to for it to take absolute perfect effect. The other thing that a lot of people don't realize is that Tabata had his speed skaters doing the Tabata Tabata Protocol several days per week. Now, a lot of times you'll see Tabata intervals in whatever fashion only be be prescribed, let's say, twice a week, 3 times a week, something like that. to elicit the type of results that Tabata did, he had his speed skaters doing them 4 to 5 times a week for, I believe it was around 6 weeks. So, I mean, imagine going out and working, a lot harder than you ever probably have before, doing it, every single day, 4 to 5 days a week, and then doing it for a month and a half. You're not doing that. Most people aren't doing that. And that's not a slight on you or anybody watching this video or anything else like that. It's just, kind of calling a spade a spade. So that's why, the way most people do and apply Tabatas, you can't expect the same sort of results back. You get all these trainers saying, oh, well, do Tabata this, do Tabata that, because of, look what the research says. Well, what the research says really doesn't mean a damn thing if you're not doing it the same way. You see what I mean? And most people aren't. Then add to the fact that, again, the kind of the takeaway from the Tabata research was, again, the 8 rounds of 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. That's not all they were doing. The speed skaters were actually doing a quite extensive warm-up that generally lasted anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes, which is aerobic activity. It's not even anaerobic. And then they were doing a cool-down activity. Their training sessions were lasting, 25, 30 minutes, something like that. So when you start taking all these things into account, the max VO2, the elite capability that these speed skaters were capable of, how hard they were able to work, how many times per week they were doing it, the other aerobic activity that was being done, you start to really see the difference between what was done in the research and what resulted in everything everybody likes to cite when it comes to Tabata intervals and what you see prescribed every single damn day. You can't say, oh, well, do Tabata because of, what the research says, and then prescribe it a different way, because you're not going to get the same kind of results, and you could actually get better results by doing different protocols and doing something different. So that's it for this video. Hope it taught you a little something new about the Tabata intervals and gives you a little bit different outlook the next time you see somebody just slapping Tabata intervals down on a workout. So we'll see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you catch up on all the new videos. Like this video on Facebook, share it on Facebook, tweet it out to all your pals, and don't forget to join all the cool kids. There's going to be a link at the end of this video. Hop on that link, enter in your email address. I'll be sure to let you know when all the new videos come out. I'll send you tips and workout advice almost every single day. And I'll even shoot you a free sample of Working Class Fitness Killer MMA workouts. So, until next time, work hard, train hard, play.